In this video, we're going to look at a tricky electricity question. Pause the video now and try this question. So you could attempt this problem by substituting in some numbers and seeing what happens, but we can also do this in general terms, and this way it means we're not going to make any mistakes. So we know that the total power dissipated is 12 watts, so we need to figure out how it's split. So the way I would approach this is to think in general terms. There's going to be a current I that travels round from the battery, and then as it splits in the parallel section, there's going to be a current I over 2 because each of these resistors are identical, resistance R. We can then think what the potential difference is going to be. So these two resistors are in parallel, so the equivalent resistance of these two resistors in parallel is going to be R over 2. And this resistor here is R. So that means that the potential difference across this section is going to be 2/3 of whatever the supply voltage is, and the potential difference across the parallel section will be 1/3 whatever the supply voltage is, and that's because this is half the resistance, so it must get half the potential difference, and this has twice the resistance of this, so it must get twice the potential difference. Now I think we have enough to work out our answer. So we know that power is current times by potential difference. So let's look at the power of A. So the power of A is going to be I, because it must get the full current, times by 2/3 of V. So I can write that as 2/3 VI. So that's 2/3 effectively of the total power. So I could write that as 2/3 of the total, because this is the total potential difference, is the total current, so the total power. If I look at the power in just B, actually no, it's C, isn't it? So let's look at the power in just C. This is going to be I over 2 times by, I over 2 times by 1/3 V. So we can neaten that up to be 1/6 of the total power. So IV again, total power, so that's 1/6 power total. So now, what is the total power? We know it's 12 watts. So 1/6 of the total power must be 12/6, which is 2 watts, which is A. Always good to do a quick check to make sure it all adds up. This one's identical, so that's also going to get 2 watts. And A is going to get 2/3 of the total power. So 2/3 times 12 is 8 watts. 8 plus 2 plus 2 is 12, which adds up. So therefore, A is our answer.